Are we are we working now? Yay! Hello. Hi, everybody. I don't know why that was being very difficult. It just kept pinwheeling and not actually starting. I don't know what that's about, but okay. We seem to be working now. So, hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Amanda Call. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm going to do a cute little drawing here. We're working on another one of the holiday greeting card drawings. Hey, Spud, thanks so much for joining me. I've got a little sketchy sketch, and I've got some reference images up on my monitor. I'm going to start sketching out this other card. It's very important to get this little like potato shape. I'm going to get that nice potato curve going there. And then it'll poof. All right, and I need to have other. This did not come out like centered on the page. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay. So how is everybody doing? Everybody have a good weekend? Good week so far? Okay, everything's kind of roughed in. We've got our bunny sitting in a little patch of wintergreen. So we're going to start. I got to sharpen my pencil, and then we're going to start tightening up some of the details on this bunny. I had a pretty good weekend. We had the Bangor Sidewalk Art Festival ended up finally happening, sort of, on Saturday. Because the thing was that it was still, like, we've had such terrible weather all summer, all the way into fall. And got the flu and COVID booster shot and felt super tired all weekend. Yep, that was my husband, not this last weekend, but the one before. He was kind of completely wiped out by that. I think this bunny's face ended up just a little too long. That's better. A little shorter, cuter bunny face. There we go. So because like the weather has been super awful and it was still gonna be another like rainy, crappy day on Saturday when the Sidewalk Art Festival was supposed to be happening, they were like, "Okay, well, we're gonna shorten it because we're not really supposed to get rain until, like, later in the day, like, later in the afternoon. So, instead of going 9 to 4, we'll just go 9 to 1." Now, when they changed the date, a bunch of people couldn't make it already because, like, they had other conflicts. And then when they shortened it, some other people were like, "Cool, now I'm can't really make it because I can't really justify, like, traveling so far for such a short show." Hey, Story Comic, thanks so much for joining me. Which, like, that's all fair, but ultimately it just made it a much, like, smaller event, which is not really, like, anybody's fault. That's just kind of what we were dealing with. So, it was only, like, 4 hours. And the first couple of hours, it was quite slow because it was, like, 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and it was cold and rainy, and I was just like, "Oh, no, nobody's gonna show up. This is gonna be a total bust." But it started to pick up a little ways into it, and for a very short day, I made pretty good sales, so it ended up being worthwhile. It was just a struggle. This whole season has just been constant struggle of trying to get events to happen in between all the terrible weather. Right, I need an eraser with a finer tip. I know I can kind of get a fine tip out of the kneaded eraser, but it's like you, like, form a little fine tip on it, and then you go to actually use it, and it smooshes out of shape, so use do, 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 do. This is a cute little bunny face. Hey, hello, WF1187. How are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Hope everything has been well. Tater. Hey, Hungry. Thanks so much for joining me. It does. He looks like a little potato. The true form of a bunny is a potato. I know Story Comic, we don't get to chat with Hungry Ewok as much since we don't do Chaotic Goodcast anymore. We keep on grumbling about wanting to revive it, but it hasn't happened. The fact that Doug is at a different convention in a different part of the country, like, every weekend does not help. I don't think that guy is ever home anymore. It's always just like, "Doug, where are you? In an airport." Like, "Bro, go home. Go to sleep." Let's do it. Starting now. You go first. Whoop, what is this? What is this random stray mark here? Okay, so now we need to get... Gotta honor that potato shape. Honor the potato. Look at that. Look at that lovely potato. It's perfect. Perfect potato bunny. Just delightful. And his floofy little tail, because this is a New England cottontail bunny that I used for reference. And winter berries grow in New England as well, so I'm trying to keep it somewhat logical here. All right, so I've gotten most of my bunny sketched in. Fun stuff. Now I need to pull up my reference of my winter berries again. Make sure these are looking correct. Or sorry, wintergreen. These aren't winter berries. These are wintergreen. Winterberry is something different. Because wintergreen is like a ground cover. Winterberry is actually a member of the holly family. So it's like a shrub. My bad, I misspoke. And they grow in these cute little bunches of bright red. Gotta clean up that shape. It's still looking a little fuzzy, little hairy lines there. That's better. Okay. Trying to make sure I actually get like the shape of the leaves correct. So this looks like the right type of plant. And people aren't like, what is this nonsense plant that you drew? All right. We'll have some other ones just kind of like some other leaves just kind of peeking out from other ones back here. Haven't been able to catch many of your streams in a while. That is A-okay. Chipping away at animating. Good stuff. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, what is with this fuzzy line? We gotta fix this. There we go. All right, we've got lots of little overlapping leaves. Potabit. Potabit. Aw, that's a nice little bunch of greenery over on that side. So we'll do just a little more on this side. Why? Why is that line so hairy? Let's get that under control. There we go. Aw, isn't that festive? Okay, so we have all of the basic drawing down. That was 8:23. So that took about 20 minutes. We've got our basic drawing down, our bunny, our leaves. So we're going to go over real quick and just lighten up all of the pencil with my kneaded eraser. I'm going to find a relatively clean side of my kneaded eraser. It's kind of dirty right now. So just so I don't have these super heavy graphite lines on here, because I can get a little bit heavy-handed when I'm trying to find the right line for stuff. I'm gonna clean up some of those ones I ended up not using. So just very lightly, we're just going to kind of lighten these up a little bit. Yeah, this kneaded eraser is getting a little, you can see it's getting a little dirty. It's leaving these little like skid marks. Can go back and clean those up because I don't want those on my final drawing. Let's clean all of that up. Okay, that's better. All right, so now we've lightened up the lines. We can definitely still see where the drawing is, but we don't have those really dark, heavy graphite lines that we did previously. So now I am going to get out the Derwent Inktense pencils. And we're going to start laying down some colors. Let's see. This bunny is like a nice medium brown bunny. We'll go ahead and start in, it's like a grayish brown, but we'll go ahead and start in with a little bit of the willow as our base brown, which is a nice warm medium brown. There's a few spots I'm not going to put it because, like, for example, there's some white around the bunny's eye, a little bit on his chin. There's like a much more golden orange kind of color on the scruff of his neck there. So I'm going to be careful to avoid those spots for right now. It's got a little bit of white on the back of his ear there. Around the top and bottom of his eye. A little bit on his chin there. Most of the rest of him is just kind of a mottled brown and black color. So we're going to go in and put down a good amount of brown. Get him started. Obviously, his tail has to stay white. We don't want to get that. All right, a few spots where I want this a little bit darker because brown is going to be like the color there. I need to start building up the form a little bit. It's important we must maintain the form of the potato. We do not want to lose that most sacred shape of the bunny spud. Okie dokie. All right, let's see. Let's get some of the other colors in here that I'm going to need. We're going to do a little bit of mustard on his spud. Can get behind that idea. Yes, he's the bunny spud. You feeling a close relationship with this rabbit spud? Did you know that the New England cottontail was apparently such a close relative to you? All right, this bunny has this little like golden situation going on his shoulders and on the back of his neck there. He's got a little bit of a golden tinge to his nose, so we're going to put that in here. Have you ever thought about doing this on a country western radio station in Vermont? I'm not sure how well drawing is going to translate to a radio show. I might need you to explain that to me. I feel like there's something I'm not following here. All right, we'll get a little bit of the burnt orange. I need to... Is this just your pitch to everybody that you speak to now, Barney? Is just, I love what you're doing. Would you like to do it on a country western radio station in Vermont? Regardless of what someone is doing, just somebody, please come work at my radio station. I bought a radio station. Somebody come help me. What's your radio station's call numbers there? Station ID. Story comic, you gotta sound off. Let us know. So there's not a lot of like the bright coloration further down on the bunny, but I'm going to work in just a little bit of this in different places. Most of it's going to get kind of just blended into all the other colors, but it'll help to unify the look of our little potato bunny. WYKR. That is the station. If anyone wants to go check that out, you should do so. Okay, we need a little bit of pink in this ear. He's got a little bit of pink going on in his ear. Some of it's a little darker up top here. Down here we've got kind of a lighter pink. That pink is very powerful, so I'm doing just a very, very light touch of it, because otherwise when I go to activate it with water, it's going to be like very overwhelming. Put just the tiniest bit of pink on the other ear. Oh, there's kind of a bluish shadow to this other ear, so I think I might put in a little bit of a grayish blue, the iron blue around the edge. We'll get a little bit in the deep shadow here. I don't want a lot, just a little bit to kind of pull that out. Okay, we're gonna do, that is a very red brown. I don't want that. Let's see, I think we're gonna do some dark chocolate, which is kind of a cooler brown. We're going to do that to start adding some of the depth here on our bunny. We've got a little bit of a dark spot on his ear here. A little bit of a dark edge over here. Let's see, a little bit of a dark tip to his nose there. And he's got, it almost looks like a little bunny mustache going on here. The whiskers I'm going to wait and do later on, because I don't want them to like spread out as I go through and activate this with water in a little bit. I'll go ahead and get that little bunny eyeball put in there. Maintaining that nice bunny shape. Oh no, I think I made a stray mark there. Ah! Okay, hold on. I have this eraser is like magic. Oh, it actually picks it up. I got this in an art box one time. It is also a Derwent product, which is probably why it works together. But this eraser actually like erases colored pencils. It's literally magical. I don't know by what sorcery it manages to do that, but it does. Okay, let's see. So I need a little bit of a medium brown, or actually let's do baked earth in here. We need to get this part a little bit, this bit of the scruff a little darker. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit of the madder brown in the corner of the bunny's eyes. It's looking very rabbity. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of the Payne's gray on this back ear. I'm going to do a little bit down here on the lower scruff, a little bit down here on his chin and below the eye. And then we got to get the tail. All right, and I also want to get a little bit of, where did it go? Iron green. We're going to put just a teeny bit of that in here, just a teeny bit in here. A little bit in here. So, I mean, like, I know this creature is mostly brown, but if you can work in, like, other colors. So we did, like, a bunch of reddish browns in here, and now I'm adding some green. Like a nice dark neutrally green. This is iron green. This has become one of my favorite blending colors to just add a little bit of extra color in spots, because it just provides so much more depth. We're going to also do the iron blue for similar reasons. Just a few spots around the edges of the boonie. We're going to leave that part. That part's going to be a little bit more warmer. A little blue on his face right here. I feel like that part of his face needs to be a little bit darker, right around his nose. We're going to give that just a little bit more. I'll give just a little bit of highlight yellow in a few spots. All right, let's see what this bunny looks like before we run out of time for this evening. Pedicula, give it some fangs. I'm not giving him fangs. It's a Christmas card. It's not a Halloween card. Oh no, I have no water. 'Tis empty. Hey. Hey. Can I have some water? My water jar is empty. I thought I refilled it, but I was wrong. My lovely assistant is getting me more water. JK, it's my husband. He is lovely and sometimes assists me, but he's not my lovely assistant. Thank you. See, look, now there's water in it. Yay. All right, let's get some of this bunny activated. Oh, I didn't finish doing what I wanted to with his eye. Urgh! Okay, we'll quickly do that. I forgot completely. We're gonna give his eye some blue. This is deep indigo. And we're gonna give it some madder brown. And hopefully between the two of those, we'll have a nice eyeball. Oh, I'm gonna give just a little bit of dark aquamarine right there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now water time. So get a little bit of water on our brush. We'll start getting some of these darker sections that we don't want to really bleed and go all over the place. Places where we want to leave a fairly contained dark section, because if you recall from previous work sessions, the cool thing with the Inktense pencils is that once you activate them and they dry, they will not go anywhere. They will stay put, which is very convenient. Well, I mean, it can be convenient. You just have to be aware of it when you're using them, because that's something you can definitely use to your advantage and can also be a real pain if you're not planning on working around it that way. There we go. Cute little bunny eye. He's a keeper. Yeah, he's pretty good. He does pretty good helping me out. Okay, so we're going to get this back ear. All right. Yay, look at that ear. All right, we've got a start here. We've got an eyeball and we've got an ear that are coming along promisingly. Oy, oy, oy. All right, we'll do this outer edge of the bunny's ear here. There is a spider descending right next to me. Oh, I said something and now he's retracting. He's like, "Oh no, she spotted me." Back to the ceiling. Okay, that's pretty funny. I don't care if you wanna live near me, but please don't drop literally onto my head. Like I honestly do not mind spiders, I just don't want them to literally land on my face. That's a little bit much. Okay, that chocolate brown did not end up as dark as I thought. Which is fine. We can always go darker. Going lighter is a lot harder, so this is okay. Again, trying to preserve that white around the bunny's eyeball there, so let's not get that in there. Aw, look, it's a bunny. Aw, he's looking so charming. Look at his sweet little face. All right, we're in the last 10-ish minutes of the stream, so I am going to do the YouTube things while I continue to activate a little bit more of this water. I'm Amanda Call. This is my YouTube channel. I'm on here pretty much every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Where I work on artwork. Usually it's my comic, but sometimes I do other stuff like this cute little bunny. I've been working on my holiday cards the last couple of streams because that's also something I need to get done. If you want to read that comic that I'm usually working on the streams, that's Age of Night, and you can read that at ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHT.com. You can read the whole thing online for free, but if you want to help support me, you can do so on Patreon. It's patreon.com/ageofnight, spelled the same way as the comic. Patrons get to see all the Age of Night pages a week early. They get to see like behind the scenes processes, get cool bonus comics just for signing up, all sorts of good stuff. And it just is very helpful and supports me, so I appreciate it a whole bunch. If you want to follow me on various social medias, you can find me on any of the ones that I'm actually active on at any given time as either Amanda Collart or Age of Night. What else is going on? I do not have any other events coming up for a little while. We are not doing anything until the literary fair at the Bangor Public Library, and that's like the second week of December. It's the next event that I have where I'll be like selling books, and that's like the last one of the season. Oh, he's so handsome. I'm going to try to finish getting this bunny mostly activated before I sign off here. I am on TikTok, but I have not been active on it. I tried it for a little while and I got bored. I got bored. I got bored with it. I'm on there, but I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Every once in a while I'll put up videos of like my chickens or whatever, but you love my TikTok? You like watching the chickens yell at me? Like watching videos of the chickens yell at me because I'm stealing their eggs and they don't like it? And they're like, "Oh my God, Mom! Why are you taking our eggs?" So you see what I was saying? How there's like a lot more color and depth in this, in the brown, since I added just a little bit. Like, yeah, it's still primarily brown, but you get all these other colors kind of mixing and blending in there, and so it's a lot richer brown than if it was just brown, if that makes sense. The one really challenging thing with trying to do the Inktense is the whole having to maintain a wet edge to keep it from drying down before you can blend, because they do tend to dry pretty quickly, and then you can end up with some weird little lap marks if you don't go quickly enough, which can be a challenge because you also don't want to like totally flood the paper and have the pigment just like run all over places you don't want it to be. So that's the challenging part. Well, this little bunny butt. Oh, he's so cute. All right. I'm just going to get his other little leg back here, and then we're going to call that good for this evening. All right. So we started with a blank piece of paper. We got our bunny all drawn. We got the first pass of some color on him. Next week, we will work on coloring in all of those little, squeaky chair. That's Derek's squeaky chair. His chair is ridiculously squeaky. It's not mine. Mine does not squeak like that. All right. Anyway, so next week we're going to get some color down on the wintergreen and work a little bit more on our bunny, refining him a little bit. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Bye.